You're so nice because we have Shani McGraham-Shirley, who you are going to welcome with a rousing round of applause.
I love my life. I love my life. No, now we don't know where tomorrow might bring, cause the future, the hours away. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. Yeah, so love me, make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. So everybody help me sing it out. Oh, oh, I love my life. Oh, oh, I love my life.
Thank you for having me, guys. Clap yourselves. The fact that you are all here says that you want to have an agile mindset. Whether you have it already or you're trying to seek it, you realize the importance of what that means. Now, as they said, many of you know me, Shani McGraham-Shirley, Shani McGraham. I'm all of these things. Confidant, friend, mother, wife, teacher, CEO. The list is very long. I am not one component. I'm all of it. Now, why would Emerge ask me to come up here and share with you? When I saw the lineup, I was like, some very important people there. Why they want me to be here to share my story? What's interesting about me? We've all lived a life and continue to live it. The difference with me is I'm willing to share. Everybody says, Shani, why you love chatty business so much? Because I feel that if most of us would share with each other, we could learn from each other. So many of us go through things, come out better, stronger, bigger. Why can't we share our journey and how we got there so somebody else can benefit? It's not that I chat in my business, you know. It's that I know even one person in this room could benefit from something I've lived. So why me? Because I'm willing to share. I've carried the weight of many things. My biggest weight right there. And I'm a better person because of all that I have carried. Now, they said I was a former Miss Jamaica. Many people didn't know that. I have done so many 180-degree turnarounds in my life, made myself dizzy. Started out when I was 18. Entered Miss Jamaica at 18. Didn't know my head from my tail. I ended up in the competition not because I had the intention of being a beauty queen. Somebody said to me, Shani, I think you should have entered. I had nothing else doing. I was in between leaving sixth form and I didn't know what I wanted with the rest of my life. Somebody handed in the application. I was the last contestant to enter. Eliminations had already gone. I rolled in, boom, made it through the first one. Did I think I was Miss Jamaica material? No. Everybody said, Shani, you're too short. I'm actually hands down the shortest Miss Jamaica ever at my strapping 5'2". They said, Shani, you don't have a chance to win. It's all right, so I had nothing else doing, so I enjoyed the ride. I had no pressure. I could be myself because my intention wasn't to win. I kill time. My parents say, what are you doing with your life? I'm in Miss Jamaica. Don't worry about me. So I relaxed into it, had fun with it, and backside I win. Step out. The irony is, I didn't have the best self-image, but nobody knew that. I was the ideal body type. I was cute. I lick a bit. My waist 23 inches. Right now, not even my thigh is 23 inches. But that was me then. I then became known as a little hottie. I worked with so many international artists. Mariah Carey, Jermaine Dupri, LL Cool J, R. Kelly, 112. The list was kind of long. I never went out and applied for any of these modeling positions. I actually was sought after and I was called. You would have think I thought highly of myself, but I was extremely insecure. I remember on one of the sets, I was doing an Eric Benet video. And I'm in the wardrobe room and they're picking out my outfit. And I'm standing up in there going, no, I can't wear that. I don't wear shorts, my legs too big. Give me those legs right now. I'm complaining and in comes Eric Benet. Right, Eric Benet is here. Cutie. So I'm going on doing my thing. He hears me complaining to the wardrobe stylist that I can't wear that. My thighs are too big. And he says to me, my God, you're just like Halle Berry. He was married to Halle them times. You're just like Halle. Eric Benet just compared me to Halle. And he says, you guys are so insecure. Oh, hold on. I just got compared to Halle Berry, but it wasn't in a good way. And at that time, we all know the puss was out the bag. He was sleeping with all manners of people. He had one of the chrisest women in the world. But he says, she's so insecure. He told me, you are so insecure. Okay, put that in the back of your head. So that was my time period for maybe a year and a half. I didn't go after these gigs. They presented themselves to me. I had nothing else doing in my life. I made good money. They sent me tickets. I flew all over the world. And not once did I ever go to an audition, send in a resume, send in a headshot. They always fell in my lap. They all came easy. But it really wasn't for me. What I always wanted in my life was this. From a little girl, all I ever said was, I want to be a wife and I want to be a mother. I wasn't very ambitious, some would say. I never have no big dreams of being no doctor and lawyer. And he asked me, Shani, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a mommy. I want to be married. So said, so done. I wrapped up the modeling thing because it wasn't my thing. And I met my husband, David. One of the best things I've ever done in my life. I met him when I was 20 years old. By the time I was 23, got the ring on my finger, and I was happy as a lark. But that is when I started to lose myself. I put so many expectations on me, not that he ever put one on me. God bless him, and put up with a lot. When I got married, that was the day I started to lose myself. Literally, from I walk down the aisle, I would go sleep that night. I woke up the following morning going, who am I? He was so disappointed that I did not take his last name and say Shani Shirley. All I ever wanted was to be somebody's wife, eh? Somebody not going to take them last name and step out. I'm Mrs. Shirley. No, I told him, I'm keeping my last name. He said, why? I said, because that's who I am. Why would you give it up? So that is where I started to realize, who am I now? Our dating was awesome. It was hot, fiery, sex morning, noon, and night. All of a sudden, I get the ring on my finger. I go, he now expects sex. Him now go get it every night now, because he might expect it. I used to cook for him. Me now cook for him now. He might expect it. When me think, no, me now cook now. I started putting so many expectations on myself, and he just rolled with the punches. Sometimes that's the beauty about being married to somebody a little older than you, a little bit more experience. Getting married at 23, you don't know who you are. So in me trying to find me in the equation, it just kept slipping away. Not because of what he put on me, not because of what society put on me, what I kept putting on myself. After that, this is what happened. Life continued. Many people haven't seen these pictures. That is me on the right. That is me on the left. I went through another thing that broke me down as a woman. I decided to have kids, all I ever wanted. But guess what? I wasn't getting pregnant. Something wrong with me. So I then had to go through the issues of infertility. As women, we think that We are defined by certain things. We're defined by being able to produce children. We're defined by the curves of a woman, the breasts of a woman. Certain things we say makes us whole. I struggled with infertility. To get pregnant with my first child, I had to get fertility treatment. If that wasn't enough to make me feel like, once again, something wrong with me, I had a rough first pregnancy, and I had preeclampsia and nearly died. Had the baby 2 months early. The whole of you had a case. You better say goodbye to Shani because she got dead. Turbulent time. The weight came on. From I started fertility treatment and right throughout my childbearing years, I just kept packing on the weight. A lot of people didn't know that I was over 200 pounds for all 3 of my pregnancies. And losing weight after, I didn't lose that much. So every time I got pregnant, I just kept packing it on. But with all of this, pieces of me kept getting chipped away. For different reasons, we lose ourselves. Having 1 baby, having 2, my God. Going from 1 child to 2, I didn't know how to be a wife, be a mother, still work. I was a teacher at the time. That balancing, that transition from 1 child to 2 was very difficult for me. Trying to figure out how to keep myself within all of it. I decided that I can't continue like this, not knowing who I was. So we all have a breaking point, because we've all gone through something. But you need to have that rock bottom breaking point. And at this stage, my breaking point, when is the most vulnerable time for anybody, especially a woman? Think about the most vulnerable strip down for you. For me, it was bent over in the shower with my husband. Him behind me. And I looked down, and what I saw, I could not believe that that was me. So I'm so stripped at the most vulnerable, intimate time you can think of. Him don't know what clock I strike. Him might have fun and stand up behind me. I looked down, and all I saw that was hanging, the size, the mass, what had happened to the hotty body that I knew was not the body I was looking at. But for me, that was my breaking point that said, I can't continue like this. Everybody has a different breaking point, but that was my rock bottom, being so vulnerable. And I had to say to myself, I cannot continue like this. Losing weight is hard. Being unhappy is hard. Choose your hard. Which hard are you going to put up with? All it's hard, but which hard will you put up with? So this is when I was able to go, time to find back me. Time to be reacquainted with me. I decided to go and start exercising, to lose weight. As I said before, I was a teacher, so I was in one profession. I was a teacher for 10 years. I went to Shakti at the time, did a boot camp for 6 weeks, lost all of 6 pounds. Once again, I step on the scale. Oh, Jesus. You tell me, say, this is all I lose. And I fell apart. But it was the start. I met Zumba, and I say it like it was a person. I found a class I thoroughly enjoyed. I could dance, I could carry on, I could bubble, I could behave like a Ray, and the weight started to melt off. In that transitional point, the person who was teaching Zumba didn't live in Jamaica. She was here on a summer gig. She was leaving, but I just found a class I like. Where you go? You can't leave yet. Sorry, Shani, I was just here for a summer job. The entire class turned to me and said, well, Shani, you're the only person who can dance good, so you're going to teach a class. I'm not an instructor. I'm not a dance teacher. What do you mean I go and teach a class? I'm a teacher. I'm a school teacher. Yeah, I can teach, but I ain't teaching fitness. I'm also fat. Why you come to a fat instructor? They said, Shani, we will come to your class if you teach it. At that time, Normie from Shakti said, Shani, they all said they'll come. We'll keep the class on the schedule if you teach it. So I had a decision to make. I was a school teacher, but I just was presented with an opportunity that I never even thought I could do. Cool. Try a thing. Started teaching it. They hired me before I was even certified. Went away, got my certification, come back, started teaching it. Every gym in Kingston was calling me at this point. Every single gym. Corporate institutions wanted me to do classes. I went from this size, teaching, to this size. But it looks a little too small, actually. Thank you. Right? Because I was teaching so much. I was teaching everywhere. It eventually came. Not because I thought that that was what's going to happen, but because I allowed God to guide my path. I went for it. I couldn't handle going all over the place anymore, and I eventually created a space called Tri Studios. That's where everybody could come to me and start getting their classes versus me picking up myself and running all over the place. But things started to unfold. Without even necessarily having the clearest plan, I was pointed in the direction I needed to go. Be selfish. For me to get to where I was going, I realized I had to be a little selfish. In order to be selfless, you have to be a little selfish, because if you have nothing left in you to give, what you gonna give? You have to replenish at some point in time. You need to take the time to find you, to fall in love with yourself, to recharge, replenish, laugh, and live. It's like renewable energy. You have to put back to be able to give. So when I say be selfish, the only way you can be selfless is to keep back something. Balance is not something you find. We all love to say, find the balance in life. You can't find it. You have to actively create it. It takes the mind to tell your body exactly what to do. You need to realize that you have to have that kind of control. You're not going to walk out a road and say, oh, it's a little balance there, I'm going to find it and pick you up. No, you need to create that balance. Stepping out in life, the best outfit you can put on is confidence. Nobody cares if you have on a $1,000 suit. You have on a pair of Gucci shoes. People actually not even going to see that as the first thing. What do they see? They see the confidence that you're wearing, whether you believe it or not. They see what you show them. I remember one time I went to a party with my husband, and we're walking, and I normally know his type. I know who he's going to find attractive from. Not so. So he walks and he goes, wow, Sean, look on that girl. She looks sexy. The place was kind of empty, a little bit scanty. So I'm scanning. I must find this girl. That's how David and I talk all the time. I'm not noticing who he's finding to be. My God, this is a sexy piece of woman. Shani, look, focus. You must can't find her. I eventually had to say, all right, David, who you talk about? Because I don't see anybody who fits your type. You like a browning, you like them curvy, you like long curly hair. I kind of know his type. He points to a lady sitting there and he goes, look at that lady. My God, she is sexy. That's a confident woman sitting down there. So I look at the woman, I'm trying to figure out what exactly about her appealing to my husband. She sat with her legs folded. She cut her tin. She had on a long flowy dress, but it was kind of calf length. Not tight. She was actually very fair in skin, not his typical browning look. Barely any makeup. Sat with her legs crossed and looked comfortable in her skin. And he said, that's a confident woman right there, Shani. My husband walked in and noticed a woman that was sitting there that I don't think any of us would have really have taken notice of her. But he thought that she looked confident. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter what outfit you have on. It don't matter the kind of makeup or your jewelry or your shoes. It matters how you view yourself and how you feel. We all go to a road and you see somebody walking. 200 pounds, short shorts, crop top, belly out there, and them a step. And you best believe somebody tell her that she look good. What did that do for her? She feel confident. And that is all that matters. So you cannot be defined by the exterior. That's not where confidence comes from. It comes from inside. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Sometimes you fake it till you make it. And the only time we fake it is there, right? We ain't faking nothing else. Sometimes you don't step out of your house feeling that you are the most confident right now. You're at home, Lord, my leg them kind of big and I don't feel, suck it in, Shani. All right, but when I step out, hey, you had no idea what I went through in my head. Does it matter? No. I portrayed something to you. Why not control what you portray? If you portray it enough, believe me, you will start to believe it. Be confident, be bold, and dare I say, be a badass. Kick down the doors of life, step out and let people see you. Say, see me, me there. No matter what it is, you could feel as fiery and as sexy as hell. Be comfortable in your skin. Now, things will come at us. 2018 was a tough year for me. Some of you've known, some don't know. When life knocks you down, do you know what a burpee is? All of the high heel you want me to show you. You jump up, you drop down, and you jump back up again. Do a burpee. Curveballs will come at us. Life gets hard. It gets challenging. How you handle it is all that matters. July 19th, July 20th last year, Friday, I walked to my studio, and this was what was on my door. I got phone calls from clients bawling, "What is happening, Shani? I can't understand this." Needless to say, we've all been through things in life. I've never been through something negative and public before. Just something I have never dealt with. When a landlord decides that they want back their building and they want back their space, that's okay. They're entitled to. You're a property owner. You now have use for your space. You can ask back for it. But to me, we're all guided by a moral code. Sometimes you don't even have to go to the law books to see what's reasonable and what's not reasonable. I was in a space for 7 years with my business, and they gave me 60 days to come out. I said, all I need is 5 months to relocate a business. They said, no, we need our building in 60 days. Eventually, I realized there really wasn't a need for the building in 60 days. It was for me to come out. Okay, we can choose to fight. We can choose to stand up for what you believe in, make an effort. That was a Friday. This is what I chose to do the Saturday. The rug was pulled out from beneath my feet. I didn't know what the hell to do. So what did I do? I grounded myself. I stepped back, reconnected with my family. If anybody knows me, knows that David is my rock. I kissed my husband and I fell apart in his arms. I had a drink, told them to make it a double, and I had to figure out what next. Yeah? I found my purpose. My purpose is to serve people. I realized that weekend where I served people didn't matter. I'm in the service business. God gave me a purpose and said, walk with it. I make people feel good. Whether it is getting stronger, fitter, improving the quality of your life, I had a purpose. But something a lot of people don't know about me, I suffer from depression for years, from a teenager. What I've used to handle my depression, funnily, is exercise. The endorphins and everything that I acquired once I got into fitness, I didn't have to medicate myself anymore. If I went back to my old school way, I would have dig a hole and bury myself in it and never come out again. That real ostrich That's it. I could easily have slumped into such a depression, as I've done many times in my past. But I said, you know what? Not today. This experience showed me that as horrible as people can be in life, and we all encounter them, is as amazing as people can be. The same weekend, I got phone calls from so many other gym owners that you would think we live in a catty world that offered their space to me. Suzanne Mafood from In Motion said, Shani, I can't believe what I'm hearing out there, but come and use my space until you figure out what you want to do. So what did I do? I accepted the fact that it never gets easier. You simply get stronger. And I said, you know what? I'm going to roll with it. I teach women to be strong, to be a badass, be fierce, be a force to reckon with. I have to now lead by example. I can't just fall up and dead. I can't just fall and crumble to pieces. I'd be a hypocrite. And one thing you all would know about me, I ain't no hypocrite. I was fearful of how people would view me. I was embarrassed. That weekend, I'm going through all these things in my head going, all right, what now? The world plus want to talk about you. They want to know exactly what has happened. Shani, you never pay the people them rent. I never owe rent yet. Shani, you mash up the people them building? No. I could get into a lot of what happened, but it's not necessary. What I had to tell myself was, what people have to say about me, none of your damn business. We're always so caught up with what is somebody else going to think about me and say about me. And none of your damn business. You go so. Why am I listening to all of that? Put on your filters, put on your blinders, and God knows that's what I had to do. I had to dig deep, I had to stay focused, I had to remember I'm here with a purpose. And now that I know my purpose, nobody has stopped me. This was such a significant image. Every morning, starting that Monday morning, remember them locked me out on Friday, you know. Monday morning, 8:30, I step into In Motion, somebody else's establishment, with my speaker on my head top. Who are class? Samir. Every morning, that is how I walked into In Motion. Stokely saw me, and he eventually took a picture of me and goes, Shani, seeing you every morning like this speaks volumes. We teach our children how to stand, how to fight, how to be and walk in your purpose, an indomitable spirit. That was it for me. Did I feel a little embarrassed? Did I feel, I wonder what people are thinking? I did, but you have to push in the back corner of your mind and say, Satan, stand behind me. Because that's what it was. I had to keep focused and keep moving forward. I taught every day at In Motion, morning and evening, doing what I do. I didn't need a specific structure to continue living my purpose. But I did still want my space. I had to dig deep. I'm searching all over. Anybody know what rent is like in Kingston? The space I needed, people were all ready to charge me all $1 million for a little cubby hole for month's rent. So there is no way I could do that. All we need is an idea sometimes. In the same breath that everything else was happening, and I felt that, my God, this rug has been pulled out from beneath my feet. How are people viewing me? Things have just hit rock bottom. I landed one of the biggest contracts of my fitness career with Surgeon Seprod. So although things seem to have been going disarray, madness, chaos in my life, people saw my face going up on billboards all over. I was pushing forward. I was working. I was walking. And I had to giggle to myself when I was doing this presentation yesterday, and I had to say, I was the original cockroach. Mackerel should have come talk to me. You know when you try to kill a cockroach? You know when you try to kill a cockroach and you said so, and you lift up your foot and you say, but ratted it, run away. No matter how forces were trying to stomp me out, and eradicate me, I kept going because I was walking in purpose. And when God gives you purpose, nothing else can stop you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do me a favor. Write this down. Write it down for me. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Such a popular quote, used for years. Now scratch the hell out of it. I hate this quote. Yes, mommy hate is a strong word and you should not use it. No, I'm using it right now. I hate this quote. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. All that does is stagnate you. It keeps a lid on you. There is absolutely no growth that can come from the concept of it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. When I was in chai, and I had chai, it was doing amazing for the first couple of years. I was so proud of what we had created, what we were doing. We had grown to a point of we couldn't even fit in the space anymore. We had grown to a point that it's now running on clockwork. I don't really need to do much anymore. It's kind of running itself. I feel a little bit bored, but it's working. I knew that I needed to leave and make a decision to part ways with my former partner at Chai, but things were working. Why bother? We ask God, give us a sign sometimes, and He does, but sometimes we're tough, and we don't listen. So the little signs were there that, guess what, it's time to move on, to transition. There's nothing wrong with separating yourself from a partner because you guys now have different interests. It's how it's done is usually the issue. But God said, yeah, tough, you're not listening, you ask for sign. Pie! Wake up, you're not listening, I'm going to slam a door in your face. And did He slam a door? God has a very ironic sense of humor. I got stagnant, I got complacent, I got comfortable. So there was no growth that could come from that. There was no development, there was no movement. And in order to grow, you have to move. You have to be able to know when to expand, when to step back, when to dodge the dickens out of something. Sometimes you have to matrix all the things that are coming your way. But you have to change, no matter what it is. This was one of the most significant images I came across. Now, if anybody knows me, knows I love doing a handstand. And I show handstands across the world. Every country I go to, I do a handstand. Everybody sees the beautiful picture when I nail a handstand. Nobody really knows that I don't know how to come out of a handstand. But it don't matter. I saw this tire at Spry, and I said, that would make a wicked shot. I want a handstand on the tire. Now that tire is almost 5 feet tall. Bear in mind, I'm only 5'2". I had the vision of what I wanted. I want a badass shot. On the tire. Okay. Ambrose was there. Jay was there. All right, Shani. Hands down, foot up. I got my shot. Do you admit it's a pretty decent shot? I got what I wanted. Nobody had to know that when I came down, I kick over Ambrose and Jay flat on the ground. Ambrose had to catch me. Thank God I was not hurt, but I got my shot. Sometimes we have to take a leap of faith. Sometimes you don't know what's going to be on the other side, but you just are going to do it blindly. Call it fool me fool. I'm a dreamer. I've always been. It's my best quality and it is my worst quality. I always have on rose-colored glasses. But I am a dreamer. Have your goals set. Know what you want. Sometimes we don't have the answers how we're going to get there. It's okay. You'll figure it out along the way. We have some people over here who are the planners. They plan out every single solitary thing to a T. Them life map out. They make them vision boards. I'm not knocking any of these. It's just a certain set of people. And I admire them. It's beautiful. Then you have the others who, they walk a straight line. They'll always work for somebody. They're worker bees. That's awesome. You have others who are dreamers, who they know what they want to be. They know what they want to feel. They don't know how on earth they're going to get there, but they're going to get there. That's me. I know what I wanted to feel. I know what I wanted to see. I wasn't going to worry about how I was going to get there. Everybody has a different strategy in life. Choose a strategy that works for you. But if you keep doing the exact same thing, how are you going to expect a different result? So if you realize your strategy not really work for you, change the damn strategy. You can't be driving your car and every time you run up another person back. Every time. Every time you clap the person in front of you. At some point in time you have to put on the indicator and go, maybe if I go around. Change your strategy. When one door closes, build another friggin' door. Simply put, when one door closes, don't wait for somebody else to open the door for you. That works for some people. Build your own door sometimes. That's what I had to do. I couldn't find a space. I told the child lockdown, my day emotion I teach on their schedule, at their times, restricted. I'm still living my purpose, still doing what I want to do, but it's not ideal. Yeah? The irony is I probably would have made more money working somewhere else than trying to pump so much money to create a space for myself. But for whatever reason, I wanted my own space. And having a dream, I'm not going to apologize for it. I may not be the richest person, but I'm a damn happy person right now. So I decided I can't find a space to rent. I'm going to build one. How was I going to build it? I had no clue. I was just going to start. So every little mickle and muckle I had, I scraped together, and I just start. Literally, week to week, I didn't know how I was going to pay the workmen. I really didn't. But God guided me, and I found a way. So this was the beginning of Fitbox. Literally, out of boxes, I built a building out of containers. It was what was available to me. I used to run boot camps in the morning. So while construction was going on, 5 o'clock in the morning, I ran my boot camp. And one morning in particular, I turned around, and that was what I saw. I'm not somebody who holds up the four corners of church, but I am a spiritual person. And I kid you not, I heard God said to me that morning, everything is going to be okay. The sun rose, and it was the most beautiful sunrise. And I literally heard God say to me, Shani, I got your back. Every day, we nailed, we boarded, it was coming. My dream was coming. I couldn't do it alone though. It takes a village. It takes a village not just to raise a child, it takes a village to exist and to be supported and to live. We're constantly faced with issues. In the midst of all of this, may I do my hustle, may I go boot camp, head out 4:30 every morning, may I go to my bed 11 o'clock in the night. I went home with my speaker in the back of my car. I was too tired to take it out. Went to my bed, get up 4 o'clock in the morning to go boot camp again, and somebody broke into my car and stole the speaker. I said, Jesus, again? I just try to get on my foot now. God, no, seriously? Anyway, I go boot camp. You know, when you feel violated all over again. It's simple. It was just a speaker. It could have been my life. But with all that I was just getting through, just another thing, step into boot camp, said, sorry guys, we don't have no music this morning, but I'm going to shout well loud for you. I rocked my camp. Further into that week, while Fitbox was being built, a bunch of my clients gifted me with a speaker. That thing broke me. I stood there and bawled like a baby in front of them. Because it was once again another reminder that, Shani, people care for you. When you live good and you keep a clean heart, believe me, things will constantly work for you. It not only takes a village, but it takes a village to lift you. Literally. My clients supported me. My staff supported me. It speaks volumes to know that the entire staff I had from when I had Chai is the exact same staff that I have now at Fitbox. Every single one of them came with me. So if I doubted myself and what I was bringing to them and bringing to the table, that said it all. A large percentage of my clients are still with me. This image was when Fitbox was being built, and yet another time that says, God is there for me. He really is. I looked through this building, still feeling daunted by everything that's going on. Sometimes I'm still in shock. You know, even though things are going so well, I still go, I can't believe I went through all of that. And I'm still standing. And sometimes things present itself as a reminder to us. Step back and breathe and enjoy a little bit. There will always be dark skies, but gray clouds bring rain, and with rain comes life. Don't knock the adversity that you go through. It gives you the ability to be better and to be stronger. You know what I'm saying? Pressure either bust pipe or create diamonds. You need something to give you substance, to give you drive. I don't care what it is. But don't be afraid. All of this led to me creating my space, being Fitbox, a space that I can continue to teach people how to be their best them, how to live, how to love, how to be comfortable in their own skin. All you need to do is to dream it, to want it, and even most important, to know you deserve it. Many of us don't even realize that we deserve all the good that's out there. We look at other people and we feel envious for what they have. No, but worry about what them have. Believe that you deserve to have what you want, what you desire. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just start. It's about having a flexible mind that can bend with the tides of life. Life is not easy. It's never going to be a straight road. You have to be able to train your mind to be able to go for what you want. This is what I wanted. I wanted a space. I created something that was even bigger and better than what I had before. But you couldn't have told me that last year. I created a space that continued to empower people, especially women. Just yesterday, a woman came into the studio, did her class, and she fell to pieces and bawled. And she goes, Shani, I've been carrying so much, and I have not been able to cry at home, but for some reason, I was able to cry here. That is what I needed to have. I needed to have a space where people could feel that they could just be themselves. You're only confined by the walls of your mind. You're only confined by the walls of your mind. The only limitations is the limitations we put on ourselves. It doesn't matter what other people have to think about you. It doesn't matter what limitations and expectations others have of you. It's what expectations you have of yourself. Set in your mind what you want. Look at yourself and know what your worth is. Have your plan. Some of us are broke, flat out on our face. You know, let's say when you're the most broke, put on your best outfit and step out. And step out with what? Confidence. On your brokest day, put on the best suit, dust it off. It could be a funeral suit. You know, I'll have that one outfit within the cupboard that you know, say, this I wear for funeral. Or you go wear it to wedding. You dust it off. You put on your good watch that you're saving. I don't know what you're saving it for. You put on the good cologne or perfume that you know this smell like money. You put on all the armor of what you feel makes you feel confident. Nobody needs to know that you're broke. Nobody needs to know that you're flat on your face. Nobody needs to know, say, your marriage is going down the toilet or your bank account drained Nobody needs to know any of that. You step out and you show people what you want them to see. As simple as you take it, people always ask me, Shani, why you not like wear clothes? Every time I'm teaching my classes, I'm always half naked. It's just me. They think that I have the most ideal body. Boy, you're sculpted and you're toned and your skin blemish free and one day somebody said it to me. Now I'm always in a sports bra and tights, and I say, look at me good. Come close and look at me good. You keep thinking that, Shani, you don't know the problems I have. You don't know how my body rip up and stretch mark. And I go, look at me good. And they look at me and they went, all these years, I didn't know you had so many stretch marks. I go, exactly, because you see what you want to see. You see what I portray, and I must be confident, because a confident woman would not show her belly full of stretch marks. You see what you want to see. Look at my legs good. Look on them good. Right, Shani, I never know you had cellulite. Yeah, because I'm a real woman. I've lived a life. I've been every size, from 200 pounds come down. So believe me, I got some excess skin. I got some rivets going. But you see what you want to see. Why not portray confidence? When you step out as a confident person, people see you differently. People relate to you differently. Why not create and have some kind of control as to how your day is going? Have an agile mindset. Be flexible. Know that what you're doing, if it's not working, change it. Create the life that you want to have. Because believe me, you deserve a good life. My life has not been perfect. It has been filled with ups and downs and bob and weave, but it's my life, and I have learned every step of the way. Your life is wasted if you don't learn from it. No mistake serves no purpose. It's how you learn from it, how you take from it, how you grow. That is what makes a difference. That song that I walked out here to, I love my life.
I love my life.
I want you to sing it with me. Turn it up for me.
I love my life. No, we don't know where tomorrow might bring, cause the future the hours away. So me I live my life today.
I want you to stand up.
I live my life today. Yes, allow me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me gonna live my life today. Me gonna live my life today.
I want you guys to live your life.
Help me sing it out.
Oh.
I love my life.
Oh.
I love my life.
You love your what?
I love my life. So me I live my life today. I love
your life.
I love my life.
Wherever it is.
I love my
whatever
life.
it is.
So me I live my life today.
That is the message I want you guys to leave here with. Love your life. Thank you for having me, guys.
Love your life. Give her some more clapping and some more loving. Shani. You never know that she's so fiery. Huh?
I think them didn't know that part.
They didn't know that part. You look good though, Shani. Hard life, agree with you.
Hard life, agree with me.
I know you're bursting with questions. Is that Miss Kania over there?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. You can't hide.
Hi, Shani. Excellent presentation.
Why, thank you.
I want to hark back to the earlier part of your presentation where you spoke about self-confidence and being a beauty queen and not having that self-confidence and that, she spoke about even after winning, she was not very confident, and that the gentleman, Eric Benet, saw it and said that you're so insecure, even though you're so beautiful. I had the experience where I coordinated the Miss Jamaica pageant 1 year and chaperoned several years, and I saw that in a number of the beauty queens, or not the queens, the contestants, where we had 18 or 20 contestants, and 80% of them were very insecure and had zero self-confidence, and they just went ahead with whatever you said. Oh, you're pretty, you should do this. Oh, you're nice, you should do that. And they just went with what everybody else wanted, and they don't have that confidence. They're not grounded. How can you, or what would you recommend after finding that self-confidence for younger girls now to find it earlier, to be grounded and get that self-confidence?
I find that to be such a sore topic, to be honest with you. I think it stems a lot from parenting. I had to catch myself many times raising my kids and how they see me seeing me. Many of us step on the scale almost every morning, unfortunately. Whether our kids are seeing us or not. Lord, I have on weight today. Lord, I feel fat today. Mommy, you're not fat. The kids grow up seeing that we are not even viewing ourselves in a positive light. So they don't see us being confident. So I find that lack of confidence that comes with our children, the teenage years are already hard. Erik Erikson puts it the best, that it's the stage of finding one's identity. So that's a very troubling time period. But since they're trying to find themselves, if they have, especially for the girls, their mothers viewing themselves in a positive way, it actually will filter to them. They're not going to find it on their own. Only life is going to give them that experience. But I feel how we raise our girls to love their bodies, all shapes and sizes, every stage of their life, I think that is where we actually need to look at it. The image and the impact we're having on how we're bringing up our kids. So I don't know if that answers that one for you. Any other questions?
Hi, Shani. First of all, I absolutely enjoyed your presentation. It has been very impactful. You mentioned something about, pushing for achievement and sometimes knowing when to step back. A lot of times you may be in a situation and you don't exactly know what to do. Do you step back or do you continue? Like, it's kind of hard to strike the balance between, you need to just go for this and you just need to push, or do I just give up and let it go and pursue something else? How do you find that balance, or how do you know? What would be the indication,
I'm going to think that there is no right or wrong answer I can give for that one. Me personally, I'm a stickler for finishing something I start. It's just one of my pet peeves. How I raise my kids, I tell them it's okay to change any amount of times. You want to try different activities? Sure, but you have to finish what you start. So for example, you're going away to school, you're choosing to study architecture, but halfway through you realize that, I don't really think this is for me. I would be inclined to say finish it. Nobody can take away your different certifications or your accolades or what have you. Whether you pack that in your back pocket and you want to pull it out at a later date, it may assist you moving forward. Doesn't say you have to follow through and enter into that career if you feel I no longer want to go that direction. But I do feel that finishing something that you have started, it gives you character, it gives you stick-to-itivity. It teaches you lessons within that. And believe me, as I said before, I started out as a school teacher. I didn't end up as a school teacher, but the ability to teach for me has assisted me in all different aspects of my life. So I don't think it's great to be wishy-washy. Learn to finish something to an end, whatever that end is going to be, where you say it's time to move on, because everything works in tandem and can assist you, even if it's a different career choice or a different stage of your life.
When Chai closed, I was a member, and it left me with 8 months membership remaining. And Shani communicated with me. She was so honest. She kept in touch. She promised she would refund me, and she did. And when Yasso opened, I am still remain a member. So I just wanted to share that with the audience.
You are amazing. It's funny that she shared that, because unfortunately, when the closure happened, and whenever you have a business partnership, everybody has to be in agreement for things to move forward. And unfortunately, the agreement wasn't to necessarily do all the refunding. Now, whether something, as I said before when I was talking, sometimes we know legally what is correct, and legally, Chai as an entity did not have to refund anybody. But I'm the kind of person that I strongly believe I don't need a piece of paper to tell me what is right and what is wrong. And I think in Jamaica, it's something that we have to be mindful of, that just because something is legally right or it's acceptable, it's not morally correct. So I did pay out of my own pocket. Come on, I knew it was right.
Yes. What's your name again, Michelle? So, I love you very much.
Oh.
And I've loved you a very long time and disliked you a lot too. I loved you more than I disliked you. It's true, right? And something I'll say about you, Shani, you're always very honest and you're always very open. And you have given me the courage a lot of the time to be honest myself with, mothers raising our daughters and stuff like that. You've taught me some stuff. I'm like, really? That's okay? That's not okay? You know what I'm talking about, so I thank you for that. So with your honesty, I want to ask you this question. I know you touched on a lot of things today, and I'm grateful for hearing your story. I know it a little more intimately sometimes, some things and something not. I want to ask you in this setting, what is your greatest regret? And also, what is your greatest accomplishment? Good luck.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Greatest regret pertaining to what? Just in life?
In life. Your journey thus far.
In my journey, and if I'm going to be completely honest, as I have a bad habit of being, my greatest regret, I guess because what happened last year for 2018 being my transformative year is still so fresh in my mind. That is the most immediate thing I can think of. My greatest regret was sharing how I felt with my business partner at the time, sharing that I was unhappy with the direction that we were going and our partnership without creating an exit plan first. I lead by emotion, me personally. I'm not an overthinker. So if I feel something in my heart, I come to you and go, Andre, look here, I forget something off of my chest. I don't think it's a real workout between us. And I'm not going to plan ahead to go, this is my exit strategy. So when I approached my former partner, I didn't have a plan, and I think I should have been more prepared in case things went awry, as they did. So that was my biggest regret. My biggest accomplishment is my family. And I don't have to second guess that. I could give up every single thing in my life. And I am grateful for my husband and my 3 children. So that is to this day, my greatest accomplishment. Any more questions?
Hi, everybody. More of a comment. I know Shani very well. And as Nisha said, many times you see on Instagram or any social media, the ones that says, I don't know who needed to hear this today, but we needed to hear that today. We need all the speakers. I'm so glad to see such a large turnout today. You never know when you need it. I have worked with the government for 18 years. I know the grays don't show it. But yesterday, I manage a $1 billion portfolio. Your tax money is safe. But I literally was dealing with a donor and said, if I write one more report and these people don't read it, and then they come and ask me again, OPM write and said, we need this now. I was like, I sent it to you 2 weeks ago. Did you read it? Sometimes you need to hear this. I talk to Shani every day. One of her most annoying, Shani, did you do this? Did you do that? She's like, sometimes she don't even answer me. But I needed to hear this today. Have I not heard it from her before? Of course I've heard it from her before, but sometimes you never know that one moment when it's going to stick the most. And your presentation was vivacious. It encouraged me to make that step of not probably writing one more report, but knowing where I need to go with the reports I need to write. Sometimes you need to put a different spin on the type of reports you write. Your life is a report. You get to craft it. Thank you for your presentation.
We have one more question for Shani.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
As I tell you the truth, it's the first time I come across you. I've never heard of you before.
I love it.
And I've never seen you before. But I am here sitting down with my son and my friend, and you touch me in many ways. And I don't know, I feel you beyond your words. So it is good for one to articulate sentences because, scholars done that best. But I just can't even use words to describe the way in which I feel.
Wow.
So it is touching. One little itch and glitch that I have. When you speak mostly of, and I do this for women. And
True.
I'm I'm like, with the power, sometimes you have power that you yourself don't even think that you have. And I think the power that you have embedded in you is for life on a whole. You know what I said? So it is good to start from somewhere. You're a woman. You have gone through so many things, and you know that there are females out there that maybe they are not as strong as you are to take it on as you go along. And you are successful. You're alive. A lot of people do not go through probably quarter of what you have gone through, and they still never made it over. So for you, you're a living proof that it can work, it can happen, and I must applaud you to stand as strong as you're standing. And I look up to you. It's my first time seeing you, and I don't think it's going to be the last week. I'm going to try to follow you. But to close it off like that, no, it's just continue to do what you do best. Continue to be yourself and continue to empower people.
Yes.
Not just female, all right?
Thank you.
Blessed love.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shani.
Can I just say one?
Sure.
We're never too big to learn and to take something as powerful as what you just said. In this particular setting, I was asked to share my story. So with that, my story and the burdens that I carried as a woman for this. But of course, moving forward, I go represent for the man them too.
Give her a bigger round of applause. And if that face looks familiar, my dream. Sign me now. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Shani McGraham-Shirley, for really, she put a lot. These were more than nuggets, it's some big chunky bites. And what we're recognizing, people, at the end of the day, your purpose is how you're pouring back into other people. It's okay to change direction. It's okay to shift it up. And it's okay to balance on a tire that's taller than you.